What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79. Alright, guys, I'm here on the United Kingdom official Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. Some news just dropped about skill cards being updated for the speed duels. As we all know, the Speed Duel GX Duel Academy box is coming out February of next year, dumping a whole lot more cards into the Speed Duels and pushing Speed Duels into the GX era. As of yesterday, November 1st, they've updated a few skill cards and even some of the rules. So we're going to go around and take a look at the updates. So, first one that was updated was Cocoon of Ultra Evolution. Okay, so activate the following skills during your main phase. This is the previous text. You contribute one insect monster from either field equipped with an equipped card, and if you do, special summon one insect monster from your deck, ignoring summon conditions. Also flip this card over. You can shuffle one insect monster from your graveyard into the deck, and then draw one card. Also flip this card over, and then each of these skills can be used once per duel. Alright, so you get both effects, but you can only use them once per duel. Come down to the updated one. Activate one of the following skills during your main phase, but each of these can only be used once per duel, and it's basically the same effects, except with the exception of the first one. The first one, you cannot normal or special summon other monsters. The turn you activate this skill. Also flip this card over, which basically means using the Parasite card, equipping that to your opponent, and then utilizing that to get an additional body on the board. You can't do that anymore. Alright, so that kind of kills that combo, so you're only getting the perfectly ultimate Great Moth, and then you can't bring out Armored Bug alongside of it. Bit harsh, but alright. They also updated Inner Conflict. Alright, so over here is basically you pay half your life points, kind of like Solemn Judgment. At any point in a duel, you can take control of one opponent's monster until the end of the turn, but it cannot attack directly. Alright, so you can only beat over your opponent's monsters with that, but not bad. However, come over here, they changed it. You have to pay 2,000 life points. Alright, so this is set life points, which basically means if you're lower than 2,000, you can't use the skill. And then not only cannot be attacked directly, but you cannot tribute it as well. That right there kind of solves the issue with this card, and it makes it just a little bit easier. So now you can't distill your opponent's monsters, to utilize for a Jinzo. Okay, and now we have Twisted Personality. Okay, so in this particular situation, the main change was here. It was each time a player loses life points, you get to place a counter. Now it's only when you lose life points. The other effects still remain in the same, so that's really not bad. And of course, these cards, at least up to these skill cards, will be in Speed Duel Tournament Pack 3, currently slated for March of next year. Remember to play your original copies of these skills as if they had the updated text. So guys, if you're playing Speed Duels, make sure you remember these updated effects. Furthermore, they're going to also turn around and talk about some rule changes. So this may be a great time to go over the rules for skill cards. The Speed Duel GX box is loaded with 20 brand new skills, and many allow duelists to summon powerful fusion monsters. So there's a lot of fusion substitute skills that are out there. There's been some confusion on how skills that summon monsters work. Does the monster disappear? Is there anything that can be done to the monster? With another Speed Duel box in the way, we took the opportunity to clarify this common scenario and updated rules for skill cards. So over here, we got about 6 rules. Number 1, you're not required to use skill cards, but if you do, choose exactly one skill card before each duel. Typically, you want to be utilizing the skill card that can actually match the strategy of your Speed Duel deck. At the start of the duel, place that one skill card face down next to your field, zone, or extra deck unless your skill card instructs you to do something else. Like if it's Tomb World, you have to place it in the spell or trap zone and flip it over at the start of the duel. Okay? If the skill says that it's a certain type of card in its type line, like Continuous Spell or Continuous Trap, then after the duel begins, it's always that type of card and follows the rules for that type of card instead of the rules for skill cards. So if your opponent can destroy it then. Okay? During the duel, you can activate your skill card by flipping it face up. If your skill card tells you when to activate it, then you can only activate it at the time when there's no chain being built or resolved. So if you have to take X amount of life points to activate the skill, yes, that's when you activate it. If your skill card doesn't say when you can activate it, then you can only activate it during your main phase when there's no chain being built or resolved. For more information on how to determine when the game is or isn't in an open game state, you click here. So that basically is going to tell you how open game state or not. Activating a skill, which is basically similar to what it is in the master rule. Activating a skill or skill card does not start a chain and is not a card effect. Card or effects cannot be activated in response to the activation of a skill. However, cards and effects can be activated after a skill has resolved as appropriate. Say, again, using Cocoon of Ultra Evolution special summons a monster. Then after the monster is summoned, players can activate cards and effects just like any other time a monster is summoned, like Floodgate Trap Hole or even an Adhesion Trap Hole can be activated. Okay, so you can, so in the summon window, you can still activate these traps. The skill on your skill card can only be activated once per duel unless it has specific instructions otherwise, or flips it face down. If it does follow the instructions on your skill card, as we saw with the first one, you could only activate both of these effects once per duel. So you can use one to summon and you can use another one to shuffle. So, not bad. Okay. Some skills can do some far out things that no card can do. If a skill does something wild or unexpected that you've never seen before, that's great. Skills are part of what makes speed dueling so much fun. So embrace the weirdness and get ready to get your game on. To be very honest, I'm glad that Konami is actually taking these steps to really update the skills. I know that they actually did mention this in the survey about what you wanted to do to try to balance out the game, especially with the skills. And I'm glad they took the route of actually just errataing these cards. It's always great to see more updates, and the fact that Konami is actually committing themselves to really making speed duels a lot better. And I personally cannot wait to see what we're going to be getting in the Speed Duel GX Duel Academy box next year. I'm very hyped about that. It is just going to breathe a lot more support into the Speed Duel meta. I'm kind of also hoping that we might be getting some extra support for previous decks alongside of it in some way, shape, or form. So it's very awesome. As always, guys, if you liked the video, give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any uploads. Check out my description box. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join our conversation. We'd love to have you. Guys, check out my affiliates, TCG Player, as well as SideDeckVersus.com. Great resources for any Yu-Gi-Oh player and a way to support the channel. Follow me on social media. And guys, until next time, peace.